speak Spanish. Ernesto and I met in Venezuela. I was studying there, and Ernesto was studying English. And, we knew that we wanted to explore much more of South America. Finally got to do it.
I had a coworker from Chile, and she had traveled with her family in the 70s in a Volkswagen Beetle. And I was like, no way, that is not possible.
Wait, tell them how many people were in the car.
Oh, mom, dad, and 3 siblings. And I was like, if they did it, we're doing it.
What's up, everyone? Well, we're here today with Ernesto and Taisa.
Hey.
And they, at Northwest Overland Rally, I should mention as well. They just got back from an amazing journey through Central, South America. And yeah, super stoked to hear their story and check out their rig. So I guess let's dive on in.
For Runner 2012, we bought an outfit for the trip especially. And yeah, we very simple build. We have a Allman 3-inch lift, Allman Emu. These wheels are new. We kept the original ones.
Aren't they hot?
A short work bumper with like intensity lights from ARB. A very simple setup for a dual battery system inside. Odyssey batteries, a solar panel from Overland Solar, local, really good. Strokeworks, rock sliders, Gobi rack, a James Baru tent. It's a new one we just got.
Adventure ready.
Yeah. And well, we always were supported by ARB during our trip. So they hook us up with the safari snorkel and like any small little issues that we had on the road. So they were very responsive. So really cool.
I fought the snorkel. I don't think it looks cool, but it was useful.
Nice.
Yeah. And well, we have in the back our drawer system. We can walk through there.
Yeah, let's check that out.
So homemade. I pretty much what I did was just measured, and it's a company called like Toffee Product. These are like tactical drawers for like police enforcement and firefighters. So they're very durable. I was very concerned about safety at the beginning. They're amazing. A little bit of an overkill, I think, like too heavy. Well, dirty dishes.
What, do you guys like live in this or something?
And then this is where we have like our equipment and stuff. And I'm so happy that instead of the shopping, check out this
Chips.
baller.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Come on.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
I just ate a really healthy, kale soup or something? I don't think I've ever had that.
And CBI bumper, like these guys back there. This is their first design. Fold down table, one big swing out.
We put a kitchen partner stove, like 2-burner. We love it. We've used it on the road for 4 years. It's awesome. This is our outside kitchen. We've made lots of meals on this bumper.
Yeah. Like bumper sandwiches all the time happening here. Very common. And yeah, I mean, there isn't much to like. It's very simple, like the ARB.
Fridge.
Other than that, the middle row seats were down, and we had tons of storage and things that we didn't really need, but we haul with us for 4 years.
Nice.
We even had scuba gear and scuba weights.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous.
So 4 years, you guys just kind of dropped that. So talk about that. That's 4 years. This has been your house?
It has been our house. Rooftop tent is amazing. We started off thinking it would be a year and a half, and then it turned into 4 somehow, and it changes your life in the best possible way.
Yeah. We probably spent 95% of the time sleeping up there. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of nights.
We've been together for like forever, like even before the trip. So like we had practice.
Yeah, you camped a couple times before this,
Right,
or?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So we are kind of naturally outdoorsy people.
Yeah.
So
But Girl Scout and Boy Scout, you know, we used to like love backpacking.
I know.
Never did this kind of long-term overlanding.
Yeah.
but it felt familiar when we like roll into it.
Well, so your trip, and we'll show the maps over here too. So tell us about, like, why did you guys want to go south and into all these third world countries, and how was that?
I am originally from Venezuela. I was born and raised and went to college there and came to the United States in 2002 to go to school. After graduating and getting my first job, I thought that I really wanted to. I was doing a little like backpacking trips to Europe, but then I thought I want to do sort of this, you know, kind of like long traveling in South America, but not backpacking. So that's when I started kind of researching whether it was possible or not to drive the Americas. And I had a coworker from Chile, and she had traveled with her family in the 70s in a Volkswagen Beetle. And I was like, no way, that is not possible.
Wait, tell them how many people were in
Yeah.
the car.
Oh, mom, dad, and 3 siblings. And I was like, if they did it, we're doing it.
Yes.
So
We talked
that,
about it for 8 years.
Wow.
And then we saved for like 4,
yeah,
bought the car, did all the like planning and over planning.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think like my roots starting with that, and then basically being inspired by like many other people like that we met that had kind of paved the road. Yeah.
And me too, like we both speak Spanish. Ernesto and I met in Venezuela. I was studying there and Ernesto was studying English. And, we knew that we wanted to explore much more of South America. Finally got to do it. But we were known, like at our presentation earlier today, we were known as the couple who never left because we thought we would go this year, no, the next year, because we kept planning and saving and planning and saving. So it took us a while to go, but
Yeah.
once we did, we really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was telling them earlier that you guys are the first people I've met that are like really motivated me to go south because
That's
of how free.
That's an honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and how like you were explaining, like you didn't really plan out. You got prepared, but like as far as where you're staying each night, you kind of just like figured it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of resources right now. So like, we can't take credit just saying like, oh, you know, we figured out every camping spot every time. Like that's not true. There's an app called like Overlander that is like, it's mine. Like when you go down, enter Mexico all the way down Central America and South America, you're gonna be you can feel comfortable that you're gonna have information about border crossings, like where to camp. You're gonna run into lots and lots of travelers. So it's really there's a lot of resources out there. So we really didn't plan because it's overwhelming to try to you say like, I don't know, plan like the next 2-3 weeks, you know, like much more like a month in advance. So we pretty much were just like moving and planning as we
Yeah.
And like just like in our country too, like there's like fabulous national parks, state parks, like established campgrounds, great options.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. And that was one thing too, a lot of times talking to people about third world countries, it's like, is it safe? And I know that was your big, like 2 things. Can you afford it? And is it safe? So
I really felt safe. Like I mean, we didn't take risks like driving at night or going out at night super late or anything like that. And I really think the majority of the time, the whole time I felt safe. We had one incident where it was sketchy, but in the end it was, it didn't turn into anything and we were fine, and it was someone who was mentally unstable, and that can be a situation anywhere you are, right?
yeah,
right.
exactly.
And I think like because of the way that we travel, doing cities is more costly. So going into a city is not as easy to find a campground, a place to, you know, like sleep in your rooftop tent. So you end up paying for a hostel, a hotel, or even a parking lot would be expensive to do. And we really, I mean, not disrespectful, like some of the cities like in the Americas are not very well planned. So it's not like you're gonna go, there's obviously like cool colonial stuff in history that's happened, but like for us the primary reason for the trip was just to be outdoors as much as possible. So because of all those reasons, we kind of avoided the large urban areas. We did tons and tons. We did
We
almost
did a lot of
every.
cities, but we didn't hang out.
We
very
didn't
often.
hang out, and we did tons of small little towns, colonials, little villages and stuff, which is really cool, which is more authentic. Like any big city, you'll find a McDonald's, you'll find like Subway everywhere. Signs are in English. It's cool, but yeah, our focus was really just to get out.
And a few basic tips too. Sorry, like there's the shade on the front of our car, the sunshade or whatever. It was great to block out the sun, but it's also like we have tinted windows,
Really,
and that blocks so like nobody could really see in the vehicle because we have this drawer system. Everything's contained. So that's we have 2 alarm systems, which was and ended up being overkill. But what else? So like if we were in a city and we didn't, that we didn't know, but we needed to buy some groceries, for example, sometimes I'd stay in the car, or like we'd pay for parking or something or whatever. So like we took like some extra precautions for sure, just like in any city.
Yeah, trying to leave the car like always visible, right? If you're gonna park, at least we can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, these things sound a little bit paranoid, but like they become like second nature and normal. So it's not you're not stressed out about it really, and common sense goes a long way. If you enter an area and it feels shady because you see it, and if it doesn't feel right, there's no reason to hang out. I mean, why to push it, right? Like you will just like this is all right, let's continue on.
Yeah.
So I think that
The overwhelming impression, I think, for us and a lot of other travelers who've traveled through Central and South America and Mexico is like the kindness and generosity it's like more than you could ever imagine, really. And like that is hopeful, and it was like even kind of surprising. I mean, I knew that it was already a very like loving culture, but it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will blow you away. Like people are very kind, and the more away, like the farther away you get from the larger urban areas, big cities, capitals,
Mountain towns,
like people are just very open. They don't care that you have a rig. They don't even understand, like that the cost or how valuable it is, like how much we worry about it.
Yeah.
They're just excited that you are exploring their country, and like you are excited that they want to share with us. So that is pretty sweet. Really, like the people factor is one of the reasons, right? Like the United States has top like national parks and the infrastructure, roads to explore. It's wonderful. Now the main factor, I guess, in Latin America, of course, there's like beautiful scenery too, but like that cultural embracement, it is just.
It sounds like it's changed your view of the world a lot in a really good way.
I think so, yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Definitely more hopeful. It made me more hopeful about how. That's the other thing, like how quickly you can be close to someone, or like how quickly you can have an intimate conversation about someone's life, like and then truly feel close to someone. Like that was, even if you're from a different culture, it was really beautiful.
Absolutely.
And maybe there's something about that, like they know they're not going to see you again or something.
Yeah.
And then they just tell you like they're stuck.
We had situations in like Central America has a very recent history of violence, like guerrillas, families being killed, like there's like civil wars and stuff, and we listen to the stories of people like saying how their entire families were that they lost them, like
wow,
very gruesome, intense details.
Wow.
That makes you think about like, wow, priorities, what I'm worrying about, it's like it does a lot. Like it does impact you a lot.
And how much they've overcome, because it was still within their generation, like that trauma, and how they're thriving and their families are thriving even with all of that behind them. And that they so openly share that, like it's part of the history.
That's cool.
Part of
That's
understanding where you are.
Yeah.
And somehow still like being super cheerful. It's just crazy how they just like turn these
happy.
I don't know, it's incredible.
You've just met so many couples and people along the way, and that's the coolest part about traveling to me. But it sounds like we're down south, like you were saying, people from Germany, and there's just people from all over the world down there. So that's pretty cool.
All over the world. Like now we have friends all over the world.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like we're gonna go to Australia. I don't know, Germany, whatever, everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all.
We're going everywhere.
Yeah.
We haven't been everywhere, but it's on the list. Well, that's awesome. Well, it's certainly motivational to hear your story. What, like, I guess, tips? I mean, you could give tips all day, but if there's one big tip that you'd have, not even specifically about South America, but just traveling in general and going places you're not familiar, what kind of, I don't know, what tips would you have, I guess?
So I think that we
Beer.
took.
You need beer.
I think I tend to overplan things. So we could have left way earlier. So we could have left at least 2 years prior, you know, like.
But we left when we needed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what that means is like we get caught up in the whole, you know, like I need something else, I need a bumper, I need this piece of gear, I need this and I need that. And at the end, we're grateful that we did what we did, but at the same time, I don't think that I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree. Yeah.
my advice would be like, if you're planning on doing this thing and like you find yourself in this vacuum, sort of like, you know, changing your rig over and over, which like I probably did for way too long, 3 years at least, just hit the road. Like you're like it's gonna be the experience, you know, of your life, like for sure. Like the best thing we've done. It sounds cliche. I think like a lot of people that have done the trip have said it, but it really is really the best thing we've done.
That's awesome. And so you guys came back, what, 4 days ago into...
Yeah.
Did you cross the border 4 days ago?
No, so we got back, shipped from Guyana, South America, into Florida, or to Florida in this end of December, and we have been making our way back to Seattle, our home, slowly
Well,
for the
and
last
kinda quickly
five months.
At the same time, visiting
Awesome.
friends
Yeah.
and family.
Right, for the, yeah. So I guess once we arrived in Seattle 5 days ago now, it's kind of like we're back to where we started. So
Yeah.
a full circle.
It's awesome to be here and kind of ending it here because
Yeah.
this is our 4th Northwest Overland Rally, and we really learned a ton. And we felt so supported in the first 3, and even though everyone like, oh, that's the couple that hasn't left yet, like really we felt very supported, and it's such a pleasure. We're thrilled to be here, like to present and be a part of this community. So it's a great way to full circle back.
I would love to do Africa. One big inspiration all these like last months has been Dan Gregg. He's also presenting here. He did three years around Africa, West Africa all the way down and up East Africa. I would love to do that next, but also Europe, Eastern Europe, the Stan region, and up to Mongolia and Russia wouldn't be bad either.
Slash the world and Australia.
Yeah, but obviously we would like to do a new build for that, a car that will allow us to sleep inside, and that is like parts are a little bit more common, easy to find. So hopefully this year, at the end of the year, early next year, we'll have a 78 series that we can start working on. So
Awesome.
that's like, we hope.
Well, that was super cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Go follow them. Overland the Americas, right?
Yeah.
On Instagram. Do you have a YouTube?
We do. It's kind of not very great.
Go follow it. Subscribe. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing your story.
No,
Super
thank you.
cool.
No, thank you.
And the question for you guys is, are you down to mob?